Anzac Day footy, and we're ready to go. The Rucks go at it, and the big Carlton ruckman Flynn Riley gets the first tap out. There is Fox through the middle of the ground, dances around a couple, sends the Devils inside 50. Dixon, has he got an early free kick? He has. He was being held. No, it's going Carlton's way in the end. He wasn't happy with it.
Straight away, you can see Jai Menzies going to be looked after by Campbell Chesser, I would have thought today. So it looks like might be a bit of a tag.
So Blake Acres at half back, chips inboard. Just happy to chip it around. Fogarty. He comes to the broadcast wing, looking for Riley, the big ruckman who slapped out over the line, and we'll get a boundary throw in.
JD, you talk about team DNA. What Carlton like to do is exactly like that. They like to kick mark. They'll go slow, whereas Tasmania, they like to go fast. So just watch that. Two different game plans this evening.
Rucks go at it. Mapley tried to get in front of Riley. He's a big unit. Here is Hewitt, who dances through a little bit of traffic. Gives the hands quickly to Boyd. Back to Hewitt. Back to Wilson, who steps around Mitchell. A couple of the Carlton AFL listed players linking up. Now to half forward. Mark was attempted there by Dirksen. He looks to be playing forward tonight, and we'll get a boundary throw in. Really, Chesser walked it over the line. Really
impressive Tassie defence. I've been impressed over the first 3 games with their defence. I'll talk about them being connected, but they've got good size down there.
Yeah.
They'll find it a little easier this evening. Carlton not big in their forward line, so we'll outmatch them there.
Thrown in at half forward for the Blues. Ball spilled out the back. Mitchell gave it off to Fox. The two former Swans linking up. Fox able to gather it back. Back to Mitchell again, who just dumps it out of there to the wing. Two Devils waiting. Payne offloads quickly. Menzie. Handball wasn't great. Put Bogue under pressure. It was Leary, in fact. And now it's scooped up by Payne. Running inside 50 for the first of the night. Pulls it to the left. And we'll get a minor score, but that would have been a nice way to start.
Oh, he's a talent, isn't he? He's hard to stop when he gets going. You could almost see the fatigue in that getting up off the ground there. There's been a big build up to this game.
Yeah, there certainly has. So Tassie at least on the scoreboard first. Psychological win for them. It's not a great kick coming out of fullback as Coxgoodger got in there, and Acres flicked the handball quickly to Chesser. Full on his boot. Mark dropped by Roney. Devils able to mop things up, and Roney does get it back. Sends a long kick to full forward. Inside 50. Dixon was there, as was Siggins. And Hagan wrapped up. We'll get a ball up 40 metres from goal. He was under a cloud, Jed Hagan. I think he got injured, saw ribs out of the state game, but passed fitness test, and he's here tonight. Riley bangs it on the boot into the middle of the ground. Dirksen got up high, stole it away, but Devils have got numbers at the fall of the footy here. Flicked out of there by Vickery. Stolen back by Callanan. And now chipped forward by Wright. Kick wasn't great. As Carlton work it out through the middle of the Ninja Stadium. Ball at half forward. Dirksen traps it nicely. Went back inboard. Handball is just a little bit hot for his teammate as Acres won it back. Now gave it to Chesser. Sets it up. Big kick, 3-on-1. Ball at ground level. Cleaned up by Mapley. Back to Callanan. Been pretty steadfast, the Devils' defence, as Adams tries to get it out of there. Menzie can fly. Ball off hands. Fox did well. Gave it to Menzie, and now they're away again. Devils down this broadcast wing. Siggins the target. Ball off hands. And it's slapped out over the line by Jack Sammartino.
Pretty happy with the way, I think Carlton coach will be very happy with the way they're tackling at the moment. Not known necessarily for their defensive pressure. Probably one of the worst rated in the league.
So attacking side here for the Devils. First night game. First game against an AFL-aligned club for Tassie. Riley down. Mitchell did well getting the clearance away. Pulled the kick a little bit. Chipped it over the top to Hagan. Too far out to score. He wants Payne to run at him, so he sends it into the pocket. Payne did well in the contest, but slapped out of there by Jordan Boyd.
Oh, that first
boundary
goal
throw in deep inside 50.
That first goal is going to bring it out of the house down, isn't it? Robbie Fox, he's got 5 disposals early. We'll talk about how important he is.
A little bit happening in the goal square between Payne and Boyd.
I think Boyd...
Payne not happy. I think he gave him one.
Gave him one. Got him a bit high. Didn't like it.
Oh, yeah, he did. Just got him on the chin. So ball thrown in. Inside 50 for the Devils. Dixon is taken in a gang tackle. And we will get a ball up just inside the paint.
Hey, look at that. Donners? Because
I don't think so. I reckon he almost dropped his head, not intentionally, but his head was lowered a little bit. I think he should be fine. Here's Hewitt. It's going to be a hard one to stop tonight. Gave it to Chesser. Dumped it out of there with a torpedo-style ball. Can they get something here? Here's Menzie. First opportunity, had nowhere to go. Space got closed down. Menzie followed it up. Now gives it to Elmer. In fact, it was Artemis. Threw it on his boot. And Adams, steaming out, takes the mark on the chest.
Georgie Hewitt's going to be up against it tonight. I mean, there's going to be a lot of reliance on his shoulders. Both Camporeale's out, their regular VFL players. They're a little bit upset with their team list at the moment, Carlton. So blokes like Hewitt and Wade Dirksen, you know, regular Carlton, and they're the names that we know, but he's going to need some friends tonight.
It's been good for the Devils early stages. This to give them the best start. Adams comes in, pokes it through. First goal of the night. Devils on the board. And the big crowd erupts.
Very potent up for Tasmania. You've got like names everywhere. Siggins, we know what he can do. Menzie, Payne, just a scrappy kick forward, and Luxor Fortune lands on the chest. But the early play definitely living in the front half for Tasmania.
These fans been treated in the first couple of weeks to some exciting football. This is just so fun to watch. It's great to be a part of the coverage as well. As ball back in the middle. Hewitt extracts it, gives it to Fogarty, but slips out of his grasp. Here's Saad. Back to Wilson. Back to Saad. Out of the back half. Can Carlton build up and make something of this? Hewitt again. He's getting dangerous early. Wasn't his greatest handball. Umpires found a free kick going the Blues' way. He'll come back to Liam Farah into the side for his first game of the season. Farah a little bit too close to the man on the mark. The smother was laid by Williams. Then he won his own footy and wrapped up by Farrow, followed up. Williams able to release the footy. Leary tried to tow it off the deck, and Akers was there, and they're bringing the heat early here.
Expected this, Donners.
Yep.
Tasmania, we know it's a Tassie brand. It's been there for hundreds of years, mate.
Yes.
100 plus years, absolutely.
They're tough.
Tough, that's the sort of stuff. Smothers, tackles. I'd expect them to outplay Carlton in that area this evening.
Hands were good to Saad. Chips to half forward. Nice kick onto the chest of Fogarty. A couple of these guys trying to put their name up in lights for the senior team. As Fogarty runs an arc down the boundary side. Inside 50, deep inside 50. Ball off hands. Slapped out of there and a boundary throw in.
You talk about the importance of Hewitt. Saad's another one. His use by foot, which is what the Carlton VFL team love to do. They love to kick mark, and he's important in that because he's a beautiful kick.
217 AFL games. Got injured early in the AFL season. Couldn't get his way back into the side as Riley hits this one into a little bit of space. Taken out of there by Williams, who just dumps it to this broadcast wing. Dixon underneath it. Ball off hands. Monaghan to get into the path of Akers. And now they're in motion again, the Devils. Handball wasn't great into the path of Elmer. But again, they're keeping the ball moving. As Wilson cleans it up for the Blues. Saad again, tight against the boundary. What can he do? Just throws it over his shoulder to half forward. Back there was Chaplin. Looking for a little bit of pressure on the ball was Rule. Carlton under a little bit of pressure here as the Devils get it out of there. It's a cross goal. It's a dangerous kick at this point in the game. That might be a high tackle. I reckon it was Jaden Magor who came in hard. It was.
Yeah, could have gone either way, but yeah, it looked dangerous kick. But that's the way Tassie play. You feel like they are terribly defensive. They tackle really well. But the ruling from the top is, let's go at this game. Let's make this brand exciting.
So Bogue couldn't take it out of there cleanly. And the ball up 40 metres out from Carlton's goal. Teams just feeling each other out. Early lead for the Devils. Mapley down to Hewitt, who was on hands and knees, and he was dived on top of. And a ball up.
And look, if this is the kind of play that we're going to see this evening, stop-start sort of football, you'd expect Tasmania to dominate. They are good in close.
Yeah.
So here we go, free kick.
Going Riley's way, and he looks like he's got the ascendancy early. He's a big monster of a man.
Size. Mapley, a shorter ruckman. We know he has a crack, doesn't he? His second and third efforts. He's always going to give away size, but he's got that athleticism. Yeah, he's a big boy, this one. Can he kick, though?
Flint Riley, let's see. Ruckman aren't known for their kicking from this distance. He's 48 metres out. To give Carlton their first of the night. Passes the paint of 50. Chips towards goal. And he misses.
Kicked it like a ruckman.
He did. He did. Just got under it a little bit. I'm interested in that battle, though. I want to keep an eye on that matchup all night between him and Mapley.
Well, you'd expect Mapley to outrun him, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
When he gets in close to the contest, it might be flipped.
Kick skewed off the side of the boot from fullback. There was Mapley. Fox tracking it back. He ran over the top of it. Roney able to clean it up to Adams. Down the wing. They went up high in the contest, and Cameron was there at boundary line, wins out in the end.
Couple of things. Tasmania haven't played for about a month.
Yeah.
Feels like.
Yep.
Little bit fumbly at the moment. Do you expect that? They're just going to get their feelers back for this game, and it would be a little bit dewy down there at Ninja as the night gets longer. It's just going to get a little bit wetter.
Thrown in again on the wing. Flynn Riley went to ground. Beat both rucks there, so trying to work it out here, the Blues. Wilson towed it off the deck, but numbers with Tassie is Bogue. Quick hands were good. Found Hay. And on the outer side, they work it out. They've got plenty of time and space. Fox gave to a teammate. Low, flat bullet was good, but it was cut off by Boyd in defence for the Blues. They run in numbers, the Devils.
They sure do.
And it's been a hallmark of what they've done in the first couple of weeks of their season.
I don't mind that low kick. It got cut off, but I think he looked up and saw a lot of Carlton jumpers. They're going to try to flood back because Tassie are tall in defence, so they need help back there. Don't blaze.
Charlson got underneath this kick, and Rory Wright takes the mark. He plays on quickly on the left boot, kicks to half forward. Nice kick. Found Menzie. Might be too far out to score. Runs an arc, bangs it long to the goal square. Numbers there. Payne got up, couldn't take it. In fact, it was Cameron as well. Akers, ball off hands. Hogg got rid of it quickly. In dispute at half forward. Stevens jumped on top of it. How does the umpire see it? We'll get a ball up.
Well, the first three games we've seen Tassie really connected with their forwards. Sam and Hugh down there taking big marks. Haven't seen it as yet. They've been going longer to smaller players, so haven't quite got their system going just yet.
Hogg, hands were quick. Got it out of there, the Blues. Numbers pretty well even here as Williams attacked the footy. Did nicely. Gave it to Wright. Tries to square it up inside. Bogue was the target. Riley coming off half back was looking for Hewitt. He did his own clean up work. Hogg can't get clean possession out of there. And again, the pressure is high from the Devils.
It's hot. It's what Tassie do. Hogg, son of a gun there.
Thrown up on the wing. Bouncing ball. Hewitt dives on top of it. Bogue dived on top of him. Trying to drag it in. He's trying to win himself a free kick.
He lives there, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah.
He loves that in and under. He's so valuable to this Devils outfit. Just sets the ascendancy, sets the tone defensively for this team.
Siggins thrown into the ruck.
Another tackle.
Did well. So now it's Norton. Sends the ball to half forward. Numbers with Carlton on this occasion. Dixon did well, though, in front position. On the left boot. One out the back. It's gone out on the full as Hagan just fed out. He was all by himself, but the kick wasn't great from Dixon. As Duffy went back across goal. Charlson now dancing out of defence. Blues just coughing it up there as Dixon might get another opportunity. He's in a wrestle with Vickery.
He's a big boy, isn't he?
He is.
I'd hate to play on him if I was a centre half back.
He's a monster. Will he put his hand up for the mid-season draft in a couple of weeks? It's going to be a talking point for some of these Tassie boys. Mitchell trying to burst out a stoppage. Gave it to Elmer. Now looping over the top. Mitchell got it back. Dancing around. Sending it into the pocket. And it's cut off on the last line by Jaden Magor. Swings it the outer side. Now Duffy tries to burst out of half back. Takes a bounce. Kicks inboard. Nice kick for Chesser. It opens things up. He can play on and take a run down the wing. Finds Farah. Nice build up here from the Blues. Inside 50 they go, and Riley is going to get another look at it.
Has he learned?
Doesn't look confident.
He's learned.
Yeah, he has. Chips it nicely inside and finds the chest of Jack Ison.
Well, that was all set up by Duffy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Halfback, instead of just going back off the mark and trying to find that kick mark scenario that Carlton absolutely love, he took the game on, found open men, and the run was on. And Tassie weren't quick enough to get back. They get a shot on goal from it.
18 disposals, 2 goals, 2 last week. A Next Gen Academy selection for the Blues. Picked 47 last year. A noted goal kicker runs around on the mark on the left boot, sends it towards goal, and it's out to the left.
Both teams very wasteful with their forward, or Tasmania more with their forward line entries. Carlton with a couple of misses early. You want to take your opportunities when you're in enemy territory like this, and it would be very parochial down there right now for the Blues.
So Chaplin gives back to Roney, running out of defence. Bow back to Roney for the 3rd time. Just a little bit away from him with the handball. Mopped it up nicely as they clean things up in the back half. Send it to the outer wing. Hay went up in the contest. Clean work there from Elmer. Back to Bogue. He's been lively early. Ball smothered off the boot by Ison. Now go in motion again. Hay, Elmer, wrapped up in a tackle. It's hot footy at the moment. Not a huge amount of scoring going on, so it will be a free kick, and Harry Elmer.
Carlton fighting up for the fight. It's not like they're, like I said, DNA-wise, they're not the best in the league when it comes to tackling pressure, but they're up for it right now.
So they swing it back to Williams at centre-half back. He brings it to this broadcast wing where Chaplin waits. He's got runners running by, avoids Roney, and then ignores Cox Goodyear. So goes further afield, and that wasn't the option. He's getting in the way. It was Hogg. The ball kick was good. Umpire said play on. They jump on top of it now. Elmer sends him along inside 50. They need a mark out the back. It spills over the shoulder from Payne. Can it land for Cameron? No. And just a little sloppy going inside for the Devils. Not capitalising on their opportunities. They lead by 6.
You're right. They look dangerous when they go forward. They're just not quite connecting. They're a little bit fumbly, but like we say, they haven't played for a while. We'll see how they go after the first quarter.
So Dirksen, half back, brings a long bomb down the wing. Good mark taken by Vickery. Into the side tonight. Just assessing his options. Not a whole lot forming for him further afield, so he goes long. Down the wing, target there was Prout. Slapped out over the line by Adams, and we'll get a boundary throw in.
They don't like to do that. They, to a fault, they'll hold it.
Yeah.
It's the very last option for Carlton. They like to kick mark. Just no options there. Bit of heat going out of this game at the moment. It's been a frenetic pace from the start.
Thrown in. Dixon in the ruck. Got the clean tap away. Menzie was there lurking. Prout in there as well. And another ball up at half forward. So it's just a little stop-start at the moment, Robbo.
Yep.
Thrown up again. Dirksen doing some ruck work for the Blues. Slapped out of there by Menzie. Can they get ball in motion now? Over the shoulder from Magor. Inside 50, the Blues go in a pack. It was a tight contest. They might make something of this here as Rule swings it across goal. Ball bounces out in front of Hogg. He kept it in nicely. Well, he thought he did.
Major possession winners for you at the moment. Hang on, we've got a free kick here against.
Have they called that for? I don't even know what they've called that for. Is it insufficient intent?
Missed that one.
Wow. Okay. Free kick.
I'll get back to you on that one, JD.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was for. I don't even think that the Blues players knew what that was for. So an opportunity now, though, as the ball was turned over. And it'll be Jed Rule who's going to have a set shot. Tight against the boundary. Give Carlton their first of the night and tie the scores.
When you talk about it, Carlton, they've come down to a new ground. They don't play here very often. I talked about them being up for the fight. They've been tackling really well and getting shots on. Can they finish?
Rule sinks the boot into this one. Harris keeps it left. So 3 minors to start off their night. Which that's tick into the 20-minute mark of the quarter.
Could very easily be 3 goals.
Yeah. So Callanan from fullback. Bring it long to this broadcast wing. Dirksen got up, slapped it into the path of Ison. Hay got him out of the way. Leary's in there, but Payne was doing the hard work. Down the wing, the Devils, can they get a late one? Nice work by Siggins, got the front position, rolls onto the right boot, numbers there.
Free kick against push out.
Umpires are getting involved early in this contest. The fans are letting them know all about it.
Can't imagine why.
No. Harvey gives it back to Saad, who takes a couple of bounces out of defensive 50. Kick didn't go 15 to Wilson, so he chips further afield to Charlson, back to Wilson, back to Saad on the left boot, jams it long, raking kick was good in the direction of Prout. Taken out over the line was Vickery. Pressure high in this game, but not many goals kicked as of yet.
It's well done by Archie Wilkinson then. A 2-on-1, didn't allow the mark, and then the follow-up tackle. That's what coaches love to see.
So, healthy crowd in here at Ninja Stadium. Mapley and Dirksen go at it. Neither one can get away. A clean possession. Oh, a little suplex there. A little wrestling move from a couple of the Devils. Bradley Cox-Goodyear getting throwing his weight around. Dirksen from the ruck contest bangs it on the boot, touched.
He thinks he's got it.
He thinks he's got it. Does he have it? Umpires have waved it away, and he's still off celebrating.
Yeah, it's one of those things as a player you do not want to do.
He was high-fiving, and now it's opened things up for the Devils to quickly bounce out of defence, which they might do here. Dixon on the end of it. Can they take full toll? They've got numbers favouring them here as Leary went up, couldn't take the mark. Charlson stole it away from him. Wilson back to Charlson. Charlson gets his third in the chain, and missed opportunity there for the Devils.
Again, another missed opportunity.
So Riley inside 50, and again it's slapped out of there by Chaplin, and it's just going coast to coast, but no real goals being scored.
Well, in the first 3 games of the year, Tasmania's defenders have not had to defend like this, and they're doing a really good job. Thankfully for the Devils, Carlton are missing those shots and not scoring on those turnovers. They've been quite impressive in this first quarter, Carlton.
So Riley got to front position on Mapley. Can get clean possession out of this contest, so we'll do it all again.
I think we go back to that free kick that we didn't know about. It was for kicking the ball away after the whistle had been blown. You can't do that.
Riley dumping it inside 50 for the Blues. Couldn't get a mark for Prout. Mitchell throws it on the boot, up the chimney it goes, slapping it back into motion. Fox left it behind. Artemis stole it away. Now they're bouncing. Here's Norton through the middle of the ground. He swings it by hands to Menzie. Long raking kick on the right boot. Siggins did well, used his body nicely. He can roll and go as they all feed back. Just waits and bides his time and then chips to the pocket. Nice kick. Dixon the target, got his boot up. Cleared the space and took the mark. And he'll go back 30 metres out.
Well, they've threatened to do this 10 times, JD, and just haven't been able to connect, haven't been able to mark, a little bit fumbly. You'd expect as the game goes by, they find some touch again after basically a month off. I know they've gone back to clubland, but they certainly have been a little bit fumbly, and here is a real chance. Carlton be disappointed because they've had all the shots. If Dicko can kick this.
Dixon from the pocket, back, it hits the post. Whew.
Both teams wasteful.
Yeah, very wasteful. So just waiting for another one to go through the big sticks. And in the meantime, Carlton are out on the outer side. Hogg gets on the end of it. Ball back inboard to Wilson. Boyd back to Wilson. Back to Hogg. Down the wing they go. Worked this out nicely. Ison was on the end of it. And they get a late one to take into quarter time. Deep kick inside 50, mark taken by Adams. You and I have talked about this guy a couple of times. He is strong as an ox back there. I wonder if he's one that teams might be looking at in the mid-season as well.
I think they will be, because he's one of those guys that he's got a couple of strings. You know, can play defence. I think he can go forward.
Go forward, kick goals.
He can actually go into the midfield too, because he's got that strong body.
And he's tough.
He's got a tank.
Tough.
So he's kind of a complete player.
Yeah.
Tasmania very lucky to have him.
So Cox Goodyear has it out of side. Raking left boot down the wing. Flyers got up. Wilson read it off hands to Charlson. Now to Hewitt. Back to Wilson. They're just a little bit untidy here, the Blues. Saad. Back to Wilson again. He's the link in the chain that gets them out. Here's Fogarty. No next move planned out as Akers dumps it into the pocket. Kick was okay. It was on the head of Vickery, but just couldn't take the mark. So you can see them chaining from half back, and their AFL listed guys are stepping up, but it's just that last connection piece that's hurting them.
Yeah, now is it their disposal going forward, or is it just that these Tasmanian backs have been right up on their job? You know, that's what a coach wants from their backs. Back up on your man and make sure they don't mark, and they've been pretty good.
So free kick been found here, and it's going to go Tassie's way.
A couple of disposal winners for you, JB. George Bain has got 7, as has Mitchell. Adams with 6. Robbie Fox as well with 6. He's really important to him. For Carlton, Charlson with 9. Wilson with 9. Hewitt and Chesser with 7 each.
Mapley long down the wing. Payne got up. All spilled out the back. Hagan on hands and knees to quickly offload the handball. Wilson applying the pressure. Akers dribbles this one down the wing. Will go out of bounds. Oh, just got a hand in there. I reckon did Fogarty. No, it didn't. So it'll be a lasso free kick. He was trying to throw the hand at it. He wasn't able to connect on time. So Callanan gets himself a free.
Good story, this kid, Callanan.
Son of former Crow Ian. As Dirksen wins it back. Throws it on the boot. Through the legs of Hewitt. Now the Devils back down the wing. Dirksen will take the mark uncontested. And he'll switch the angle up. And he kicked it completely wrong there. He's read that one. So now the Devils with an opportunity. Cameron. Long, strong kick. Saad got a hand in. They exit defensive 50 nicely. Neither team able to really chain up as they would like at the moment. And that is the siren as Tucker has it at half back. So a sloppy start to this one. It's fair to say, Robbo. Devils lead by 5 points.
Not being able to, you know, set themselves up. So this is effectively a training session to get themselves going for this season.
Hopefully plenty more scoring to come in the second quarter. Mapley got up high, but Riley outpointed him. Fogarty will get himself a clearance here as he dumps it out to half forward. A little bit of space. Bouncing ball was trapped nicely by Chaplin. And Akers just collared him, and we'll get a boundary throw in. I've already told you in the first 2 games my love for Joseph Chaplin.
Yeah,
just an
good,
unassuming defender.
Oh, we're finding heroes amongst these Tasmanians, guys who we're warming to. Williams for me.
Yeah, your man.
He's down back.
He's your man. It's in the ruck again. Riley having the better of this battle at the moment. Down into the path there of Chesser. Quick handball to Hewitt. Back to Riley. Now they open things up here as Chesser gets it back and sends it inside 50 numbers with the Devils. Adams backing back.
He's been good.
He's
Adams.
tough. He's done it well. He plays on quickly to Roney. Steps around one and bangs it on the right boot to the outer side. But again, it's going to come back. And Charlson was in the way. And he takes the relieving mark.
That wasn't the option.
No. No one on the mark, so he plays on. Loops the handball over the top again to Chesser. Nowhere to go for him. Had to find Charlson once more. Back now to Prout. Sends it inside 50. It's a little bit sloppy as Hewitt trying to burst out. Charlson again. He's been their key man at the moment. Out of there from Leary, and now they bang it to the outer side. Ball off hands. Dixon was the target. Seen over the line by Sammartino, and we'll get another boundary throw in.
Well, we're not privy to what Carlton talked about at quarter time, but I imagine they would have said, let's not bang it long to those Tassie backs, because they do mark it well back there. They do defend well. Let's lower the eyes a little bit. You see that with that first early bit of play. Trying to find that kick mark scenario and find someone up forward.
Thrown in on the wing, down to Menzies. And another ball up. So first night game of the year, as we mentioned, for the Devils to sell out here at Ninja Stadium. Tassie faithful, they show up for their team as Mitchell sends them in motion again. Great kick from Hagan. Now to Fox. Can he go all the way? He lowers the eyes. Good decision and finds Siggins. And he'll go back 40 metres out.
That's experience, isn't it? I mean, could have blazed, got it long. You've got big men down there. Sam Siggins, he leads well. Does he kick well for goal? I think he's got a beautiful kick on him, but I feel more confident when he's snapping the ball.
Yes.
Snapping Sam Siggins. Let's see how his form is here early. Everyone's been a little bit nervy in front of goal, haven't they? It's actually tough to kick goals down this end at Bellerive.
4-3 against Frankston for his first of the night. Siggins sends it on its way. Hits the post. Wasn't too far off.
Very nervy.
Who wants to kick the next goal?
Everyone's very nervy.
We've got an injury update down on the boundary for the Blues. Let's get to Lily Thompson. Lily, what have you got for us?
Yeah, guys, I just heard from the club. Rob Monaghan will take no further part in the match after suffering a shoulder injury in the first quarter.
Thanks, Lily. Tough blow for the Irishman. So one down on the bench now, the Blues. As ball to the outer side, Boyd releases the handball. Tackle was a little bit high, and Jaden Magor will get himself a free kick. So they'll have to come back inboard. Wilson did well. He's been driving a lot from half back. Sends it inside 50. Dirksen on the end of it. Plays on over the top. Running into an open goal. Should be Farah. In fact, he's held up on the last line. But he'll get a certain goal. And Carlton's first of the night to tie the scores through Liam Farah. Top of the goal square. The boos ring around the stadium, but he pops it through and scores a level.
When you talk about kick mark, Carlton doing it. Sorry, you were saying that the player that was...
Billy Wilson.
Billy Wilson.
It's huge across half back.
He's been good this evening.
Yeah. 15 disposals up to.
I think Carlton have had the better of the play. They just haven't been able to get scores on the board.
Yeah.
They do like to kick mark. I keep saying it. Tassie, just you can see they're going at the game like they have in the first 3 rounds. Still a little bit nervy when they go forward.
So they're getting first look in the middle as Saad's been deployed into the midfield. Kick inside 50. Farah, that man again. He's getting busy. Williams nicely corralled. Gives it to Fox. Now he can open it up to his former Swans teammate Mitchell. Back inboard to Artemis. A little bit fumbly, but he's able to get around his opponent. Throws it on the boot. Waiting for it inside 50. All alone was Menzie. Coast to coast footy.
It's better. Still fumbling. Still a bit scratchy. Still finding their feet, the Devils, I feel. We talk about a long break.
Yeah.
Even that kick was a... Did he mean this kick? You know, mid-tackle, he's got it on the foot. Yeah, we'll give it to him.
It's been a huge part of this Devils build. 29 disposals, 11 marks, 4 tackles and a goal against Frankston. Oh, he leans back on this one. It's going to fall short of the goals and through for a minor score. So very uncharacteristic there from Jai Menzie.
Very uncharacteristic of Tasmania too.
Yes.
I mean, we haven't had a huge sample size of what they do, but over the first 3 games, very clean, very fast. It's a night game. They haven't played for a while. They're finding their feet in this game as it goes along.
Yeah.
You can't wait too long though.
And another thing I guess we've got to remember is another different venue for them. They've played at North Hobart, UTAS, here and Frankston, and been all over the place. Nice mark taken by Chaplin.
Nice set of hands on him, Chaplin.
So roll onto the right boot, send a raking kick deep inside, attacking 50. Can they get a mark? Dixon went up in the pack, couldn't take it. Off hands, Charleston was wrapped up. Carlton able to get it out of there via Fogarty for now. Handball was too hot for Saad, but no pressure came to him. So he'll kick down the wing. Devils underneath this. Williams did well in the contest. Tucker was there, the former Kangaroo and Docker. Squares it back up inside the centre square to Hewitt. Now they bring it across to the captain for the night, Blake Acres. Looking for a runner off half back. Instead he went sideways to Wilson.
That's what they like to do. They choke you down by just possessing the ball. They'll wait, they'll wait. The last option will be down the line.
Possession 16 for Billy Wilson. So he goes long down the line. 2-on-1 numbers there for the Devils. All off hands. Stevens was tracking it. Tucker in there as well, on hands and knees. Fed it out to Hewitt. He'll find an opening and does. Goes across to Magor, sends it inside. And nice kick and nice mark taken by Tucker.
Slow, measured, finding the open man. Good patience. Tasmania all at sea, heads turning, pointing. Just not quite on their medal right now, the Devils. Carlton taking full advantage of that. Look at the possessed game, and they've got the possessions, haven't they? Wilson, you talked about, he's got 16, Charleston 13, Chester 11, Hewitt 11. Next best for Tasmania, the best is 9.
156 AFL games for the lead. Darcy Tucker leans back and kicks the goal. So the Blues lead early in the second term. No, that was mine. I should have finished it.
Nice finish there by Darcy Tucker, VFL listed player. He's a leader for Carlton. He's been there for a while. Stints at North and Freo.
Yep.
So knows how to play football. Finishes a goal where others haven't been able to.
Mapley got up high, but Riley won himself a clearance. Here's Wilson. He's been prolific. Bounces his way through the middle of the ground. Loops the handball over the top now to Prout. Sends it inside 50. Or nice mark taken, or nearly taken by Dirksen. Playing forward tonight, Dirksen. Played his couple of AFL games behind the ball, so a bit of a swing man.
Wilson, there's 17 disposals going at
brilliant
86% efficiency, so he's important to the Blues outfit.
Inside 50, we get a throw in for the Blues. Mapley won that one down, stolen away by Bogue, and then stolen by Tucker. Trying to burst his way through traffic. Ball spills out. It's taken by Elmer and fed the handball in the path of Bogue, but boundary line wins out. We'll get a boundary throw in.
I know as a coach, I wouldn't love this. For Jeremy Webberley, I wouldn't love going into a game after 3 weeks off.
No.
It's it's hard.
Yep.
And his players look like they're just a little bit off, and they've got to find it in game. And that's challenging when you're up against an aligned team.
Riley from the ruck, spilled option there, and we'll get a ball up. Ruck battle's been fascinating tonight. Been moments where Mapley's been able to get up over the top, and in fact he won that tap there on the second time around. Hagan gave it off quickly to Roney, who threw it on the non-preferred, bouncing ball to the outer side, opens it up for Dixon. He's in a foot race with 2 Blues, and that'll be a lasso free kick.
Tassie be looking for a bit more from Hugh Dixon. Hasn't had a lot of it. Missed an early opportunity on goal. He's been mighty for the Devils over the first 3 rounds.
We tried to chisel one to Wilson. Hagan won it back. Now trying to get their way out of defence with Hogg. And we get a ball up and an opportunity here for the Devils. So slapped back in to a dangerous position by Siggins. Wilson cleaned it up. Give it to Sammartino, who gets it out of there and finds Tucker. So just not sure of their next move from this point. Usually the Blues, Tucker just has to run around his opponent, send it down the wing, take clean mark. Ball off hands. Riley did his own clean-up work. Mapley, the 2 rucks are getting busy as Wilkinson dumped it out of there. And then the long kick down the line was good from Roney. Found Elmer.
This is where it's been a challenge for Tasmania. Carlton doing a manful job. They're not big down back, but they've been able to thwart a lot like this. Intercept marks, just getting a fist in, and now watch for Carlton to possess this ball. They won't blaze. That'll be the last thing they do. They'll wait, they'll find that uncontested mark. Has to go long here, which is a win for Tasmania.
Dane Harvey kicks down the wing. Playing kick to kick at the moment, these 2 teams. Handball from Prout. Found a target. Akers kicks to Hewitt, who keeps it in. No, he didn't.
He thinks it's stayed in.
Yeah. I reckon it'll be a boundary throw in, it will. So he walked it over the line. So it's the Blues by 5 points in a Not exactly a shootout.
No.
For the Ages in their first night game for the Devils. Mapley on that tap down. As far as Akers, who paddled it back into a little bit of traffic. There's Wilson again. His handball cut off.
It was probably Tasmania over those, and we talk about those first 3 games. They absolutely opened up like a house on fire. First hands on the ball every single time. Tonight it's actually been Carlton.
Yeah. Winning
the ball in and under. I haven't got the stats in front of me who's winning most away, and I'll try to find that for you. Get a free kick here for Bradley Bow for the Devils. This is a rare win away from a contest. It's been all Blues in this second quarter.
Bow sinks the boot into it, letting the Flyers fly. Dixon did so. And takes a strong grab and should go back to reclaim the lead for the Devils.
Well, we talked about this. We didn't have a lot of time to talk about it before the game, but Sam Siggins and Hugh Dixon being 2 big boys in the forward line that the Carlton defence, blokes like Cam Chester and Hewitt down there are just going to have to work there. Wade Dirksen, a lot of weight on his shoulders to stop this guy. They've been wasteful in front of goals, Tassie.
Missed his first opportunity, missed his second opportunity.
That's the 3rd post-up.
Yep.
Sam with 1, 2 to him, Huey.
So they're not taking their chances. They've got a goal's worth of behinds, though. So it's a 4-point ball game. Devils probably should be a kick in front. You would have thought. Boyd on the last line of defence, got it back. Has to get it out of there quickly. Oh, just checked inside. No, it didn't. Out on the full.
Coach.
So now here's the harder chance for Dixon.
Oh, he probably kicked.
He'll kick this. You watch.
Look at this frontal pressure here. Jordy Payne chasing down, just gets a hand in there. Coaches love that when forwards do it.
So 7 goals on the season for Hugh Dixon. You know, 51 in 18 games for Southport, 94 across his 2 seasons at Southport. It's a hot start to his time as a Devil. He's missed 2 easy ones.
He's getting a little bit disrupted by the medium bloke behind him.
From the boundary, sets it up towards goal. The crowd will tell the story. It's across the face and off hands and backing back. Boyd, did he do enough? Oh, he's lucky. He's very lucky. He tried to back it over the line, and unfortunately the post got in the way. They all thought it was
I'm laughing because it was quite comical, actually.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later. Let's get back into this.
So thrown up, last line of defence. They'll slap it through this time.
It was sort of like, please come and tackle me over the line. But
he just didn't know the post was there.
He hit the post.
He did.
But that's almost...
It's almost holding the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've had an opportunity and you're trying to stop the play. So anyway, Carlton to the outer side. They work it away nicely through the middle of the ground. Hogg loops the handball over the top. Here's Tucker. Sizing up his next move as he brings it to this broadcast wing. It's a nice kick and finds Vickery. He can set it up. 3 Devils there, but coming in from the side and taking a nice grab was Chesser. And an opportunity now for Carlton to extend their lead.
Great play, Carlton. Really good, really measured. They've done it a few times this evening. Look better of the 2 teams with their possession. Tassie trying to be fast, trying to be frenetic. Carlton defence working overtime, winning the ball back. Tassie have been wasteful in front of goal, of course. And then going back the other way, Carlton playing their way, possessing the ball, results in a mark in the forward 50.
Here's Chesser's opportunity. Can he finally kick a goal? Has he brought it back enough? He has. And the Blues are taking their chances when they come. 9-point lead.
I'll tell you what, Billy Wilson's having some sort of game,
isn't he?
21 disposals, leading all comers, been really good by foot too, efficient, nearly up at 90%. He's putting his hand up, isn't he?
He is. Big couple of weeks if the coaches are watching. Got a big game for the AFL team in Perth tonight. But Devils out in the middle. Siggins left it behind. Stevens opens things up, gives it to Hogg. Now Vickery just a little bit tied up there, able to get the footy back. Hogg again. Dance their way forward. Vickery got it back after continuing the run. A little bit sloppy here now for the Blues. Oh, they just left him behind. Prout running into goal. Can he kick it? Hits the post.
What's going on down there?
They didn't attack him, and he was just able to burst away.
Those posts got leather magnets in them.
This must be windy here in Tassie. Cox Goodyear. It'll open up in the second half, you can tell. As Adams. Big welcome if you're tuning in for the first time. I notice Tim Payne. He's watching on from Karachi. But shout out to the former Australian captain. PSL in full flight. Fox. Oof. Long bomb down the wing. He's gone back by Bogue, trying to keep it in, but not able to.
Really impressed by Carlton this evening. I didn't expect this. The talk coming into this is going to be Tassie's game. Yeah. But they've really showed up tonight. Their defence, they've been two-a-man, sticking those tackles. And it feels like in this second quarter, Tassie's just haven't been able to get their hands on the ball.
So Rucks again on that one down. Dirksen to Duffy to Dirksen. Wilson was there, but stolen away by Payne. Can they make something of this now? They've got one runners over the top. Menzies couldn't trap it cleanly. Still there if he wants it. Fox was there as well. Stolen away by Saad. Now they work their way out with Sammartino. Dirksen. And the Blues able to clean it up for the moment. Oh, big contest. Adams did well. Umpire said play on. Adams gets the footy. Chips to half forward. Dixon tried to keep it in. Ball went out over the line. So a couple of missed opportunities, but again, it was hot footy. Look at this contest from Adams. Got a bit high up on Prout.
Can't tell me they're not committed.
No, he's a tough footballer, Adams, and Logan Prout bounced right up as well. So
Logan got red hair? I think he has. It was a bit cherry. They go hard, the redheads.
They do. So, thrown in. Offhand, Stevens dumped it out of there. Tucker slung out over the line. We've got a boundary throw in front of the interchange gates.
Tassie's just not been able to get good field position going forward. It's been just owned by Carlton. They've denied Tasmania the ball. I think that's probably a game plan coming into this. Yeah. They do it well, Carlton, we know anyway. But just Tassie getting frustrated. And in that frustration, they're turning it over, just kicking it straight back to Carlton. The Carlton getting just a fist in a hand in. Here they go again.
Here they go again. Handball was good from Chesser to Hewitt. He'll make a good decision, usually does. Got a hand in there, did Chaplin. Ison fed the handball back, and Fogarty was taken over the line. So it's only a 10-point margin.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
And they haven't played that well here, the Devils, but they're not just completely locked out of this game. They're getting chances.
They're going to find their feet. That's what I'm feeling here. They're going to find their feet. We keep coming back to the fact that they haven't played a lot of football over the last month, whereas Carlton probably have.
Riley down into a swarm of Devils. Siggins off the deck. Chesser was able to release. Riley fell over and might have opened things up for the Devils. Charlson, quick hands to Fogarty. And you can hear the crowd riding every bump with this team.
But I say it again, Carlton have come to play. They've come here tonight. They're harder and they're lower. They're winning the contested ball. And I'll get those stats for you at half-time. We'll talk about it. But Tasmania just sitting back watching, a little bit reactive this evening.
Thrown in again. Riley got the tap down. Only as far as Cox Goodyear, though, for the Devils. Chips down the wing. Nice mark taken by Elmer. So, latter stages of this second term. Only 4 goals kicked collectively. So Elmer chips to half forward. And they get a late one. Dixon went up, took it on the 3rd attempt. The umpire has paid it.
It's a great mark.
Great mark.
A lot of attention there. He's a big boy. That's what he can do.
Sammartino thought he touched it. He's imposing himself on this game, Dixon. He'll roll onto his left boot, pump a long ball inside 50. They all fly. Ball off hands. Cameron was there. Feeds it out the back. Here's an opportunity. Elmo, did he get it over? He did.
He was touched. said on the call, I thought it might have been touched. It was just the reaction of the Carlton players here.
Oh, yeah, he just got it over.
He tried to fox the umpire, I think, but well done, mate. He's had 9 disposals. I talked about Hugh Dixon needing to get into the game, and he has done that, hasn't he? It was the big kick into that forward entry. 8 disposals for him. Problem is his kicking efficiency is down to 29%.
Might be the goal that sparks the Devils. Blues by 4 points. Riley got up high, down to Hewitt. Was held off the footy by Bogue, but one back here by Menzies. Here they go again, the Devils. Just coughed it up. Hewitt back in motion now. Fogarty. All the AFL stars linking up. Chesser can go all the way if he wants. Pokes it into the pocket. Top of the square. Options were there. They all went to ground. Jed Rule was one of them. There will be a boundary throw in.
That slip and play from Tasmania, that handball link up, that multiple possession thing has been sweated on so much by Carlton. They've just got that finger in, or that intercept there. It's happened all night so far, and Tasmania just cannot get their game going. So well done to the Blues.
Riley got to front position, took it out of the ruck, snaps, and it's floated out on the full. He's having a big night, the big ruckman.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. With his hit-out numbers at half-time as well, I reckon. Is there time for a late one for either side? Callanan back to Roney. Devils seem to be just settling into things nicely on the stroke of half-time. It's a beautiful kick to Mackley. Slows it up. No rush. As they trail by 4 points. Long down the line to half-forward. Coming in from the side. Good grab, Payne. So they do have an opportunity to go. He rolls onto the right boot. Out in front of Menzies. Can he get a mark? No, ball off hands. Charleston did well. Here's Hagen's chance. Slips out of the tackle. He was wrapped up. And the ball came out. But every time he just tries to duck under a tackle, you lift because you think he's about to do something special, Jed Hagen.
Well, we've got a few, haven't we? Payne, Hagen, and the guys in the forward line that can do something special. So you expect something. You can feel it when it goes forward. The crowd are like, what's going to happen here?
Thrown in. Opportunity here for the Devils. Riley into the path. Elmer, can he go again? Siggins was there. Got the handball off. Umpire said no, he did so illegally. So he'll be holding the ball, and a free kick to Duffy.
Tackling pressure's been fantastic from Carlton tonight. It's not, but that I say that because it's not their best thing. You know, they rely on this kind of football here, this kick mark football. I reckon they've had a good blend of it tonight, where they've kicked. They've got to a position and they've found that handball through, like they almost did there.
So Hogg at half back after a chain of kicks. Tells him to go long, and that's the direction he goes. He was looking for the big ruckman Riley. Mapley slapped it over the line, so we will get another throw in latter stages of this second term. It's the Blues by 4 points. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Hit outs 22-11 there in favour of the Blues. You wouldn't really notice in terms of the clearances either, because Tassie are getting their hands on it, as they do here. Adams with the quick hands. Mitchell gave it to Bogue on hands and knees, did well. Fed the hands nicely. Callanan. What can they do with it here? It's just a fake. And he went one too many, did Adams.
Just poor awareness. That's
George Hewitt bearing down on him.
Not a lot of football. That's just poor awareness.
An opportunity now for the Blues. Boyd to half forward. Saad, probably too far out to score. He's telling him to feed back to goal, so he's going to run an arc and then square it in. Nice kick. Just pulled it at the last minute and found Blake Acres, who will go back for a set shot 40 metres out. Slight angle.
Well, that's smart, isn't it? You know, just hold.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the. He's such an experienced player. That's what you get.
He is.
Yeah.
Carlton having a slight advantage at the stoppages, winning from stoppages. But Carlton, Tasmania rather, have lifted that rating over the second half of this second quarter.
So to bring it back to a 10-point margin, Blake Acres, the captain for the night, leans back on it. It's looking good. It's looking really good. Kicks the goal. It's 10 points the difference. Latter stages of this second term. And just keeping the Devils at bay here, Robbo. After some good work from the Devils through the middle of the ground, they just weren't able to capitalise, and the Blues were.
It's just a mistake. here and there that Tasmania are making. You can see what they're trying to do, but it's credit to Carlton, isn't it? They've brought a pressure game tonight, and it's not their one wood. They rely on kick mark, talent coming back from the Carlton list. It's Tassie's one wood to be that tackling pressure, and just looking a little off the ball at the moment, Tasmania. A little bit all at sea. They're trying to find their way into this game. They'll get there. We started to see it in the second half of this second quarter, but you got to hats off to Carlton. They've brought a game plan tonight that's really worked. They've made it hard for the Tassie forwards to mark. They've folded back really well, and they've exploded forward from that.
So a 10-point margin restored. Mapley got up high. Hewitt, he's getting busy again, but off hands. Mapley did well. Late chance for the Devils. Inside 50 into a bit of space. Hay was the target, and Cameron as well as tight-roping the boundary. Saad did really nicely. Fed it to Fogarty. Now linking up with Chesser. Collard, high tackle. It'll be a free kick, Carlton. As Bogue, he's always involved in a little skirmish.
Tackles a lot. Usually tackles well.
He does.
This is the story of the first half of Tasmania. Just opportunities just gone wasted. Ticky Touchwood free kicks that they're getting wrong. A little bit fumbly in the first quarter. Found their way into it in the second, but Carlton just looking like the surer team at the moment.
Riley keeps it moving, gives it to Hewitt, who swings it to Charlson. He might be able to get another opportunity set up here for the Blues. Far out to score. Onto the right boot he goes, sets it up, deep entry. Inside they go, ball off hands. Ison cleaned it up, gave it to Akers, running across goal, loops the handball over the top, and Prout gets his first of the night. A nice build up there for the Blues. And it's a game high 16-point margin, and they've just had the better of the clinches in the last few minutes here, Robbo.
All over them, Carlton, at the moment, all over them. Drop marks, running into each other, getting tackled, no awareness. Carlton getting a hand in. Saad's been important off the half-back. Their kicking it looks more mature, doesn't it? They're finding the targets. They've got more energy. I would have thought in every aspect of this game, Carlton have been slightly better. And they're slightly ahead on the scoreboard. I mean, it's a game-high lead. But I turn my eyes to Tasmania a lot because it's the new team. It's the new one that we're talking about. And what they've been able to produce over the first 3 weeks is not what they're doing tonight after a long layoff.
Yeah.
So as a Carlton coaching unit, I'd be going and going, well done, boys. Keep going like that. Keep this game going. You're actually showing us that you're not just a kick mark team. You're actually quite measured. You're defensively really good. Stoppage is really good. Exploding from the stoppages, finding spare men. So well done, Carlton.
So ticked into 30 minutes in this second term. There's George Hewitt again. They're just lifting their rate here. Wilson bounces his way through the middle, steps around one. Can he go all the way? Takes two bounces, loads up on the right boot from 60. It's just right, but it was a good effort. And he is getting very, very busy, Billy Wilson.
He's sending a message to someone, I think, at the moment. So,
he is. You could use me off half back.
22.
Yeah.
Kicks that goal. I reckon he's in.
Yeah, I reckon so as well.
Actually, take him off at half time. Put him in cotton wool for the next Carlton game.
So Callanan just got caught up a little bit there. Found Williams. Dumps it out defensively, and Flyers went up. Fox was one of them. Fogarty read it nicely. Charlson threw it on his boot. Cleaned up here by Artemis. He's under an injury cloud coming in, but passed that test and back into the lineup. Mapley.
See, I like this by Tasmania. Let's take the sting out of the game. Yeah, Simon's going to go any minute. Let's not let Carlton score again. Long down the line.
Big Ruckman does do exactly that. Long down the line. Good mark taken by Payne, so maybe they will have one last crack. He'll roll and go. Sends it deep. Dixon's down there. Siggins as well. Oh, nearly an opportunity, but it was slapped away. Better quarter from the Blues. They lead by a quarter as well. He's up to 17 disposals, along with Chesser and Charlson. Billy Wilson with 22 for the Blues. So we're back underway in the third quarter. Flynn Riley gets up again, and there is that tandem. There's Hewitt, who dumps it inside 50 once more, and the mark taken defensively by Williams.
These guys have had to defend grimly all night just because of what you just called there. Flynn's been amazing. They've got it out of the middle.
Yeah.
And it's been hard work for Tasmania, as it is here again, to get it back into their forward line. If it gets to the forward line, Carlton have been really good at getting back and just getting numbers. They have not been able to find space.
Fox came to Mitchell. Go long down the line. In fact, he pulled the kick at the last minute and found Artemis. It was a nice option. Now they chain with handball. Looks Goodyear, loops it over the top. In fact, it was Roney who got it back. Payne, real nonchalant on the boundary line. Now they work it backwards again. Roney ended up with it, dumps it to centre half forward. What a kick. Cox Goodyear on the end of it. Rolls and goes on the left. He's got it. Dixon on the end of it. And this might get them going. What a kick from Roney.
Roney. He's been okay tonight, Roney.
Yeah.
And Cox Goodyear, I called it at half-time. Need to see a lift from him. Already got a possession and an important one. Gets it into Hugh. Now, he's been wasteful in front of goals. Is he feeling the effects of all of that? Those misses early in the game, you know, us forwards.
No.
We don't like missing. We think about it. He'd be thinking about those posts right now.
He's missed his first two. This, an important kick to get the Devils going again. On the left foot. Yeah, he's not feeling it tonight. This one falls short as well. And there's that man again, Riley, on the last line of defence. So he's been prolific goal kicker, Dixon, in the first few games, but he's just not feeling it tonight. Wilson went off his mark.
This guy's been feeling it.
He has, and this one was cut off though. On the forward line for the Devils. They go inside again. The kick just on the head of Dixon, but the numbers were there for the Blues. On their way out, Fogarty meeting the sandwich. Another opportunity here for the Devils. Here's Menzie. Can he hit a chest? Forced wide again. And Dixon there again, and he spilled the mark. He's just a little bit off.
Yeah, and the kick wasn't perfect.
No, they're being forced wide, aren't they?
They are, and it probably wasn't the option. I'd be looking a little bit more central. There were some options there. He was looking for the chopping of the arms, but I think he just dropped that one.
So the early running with the Devils here. Siggins in the ruck up against Riley. Wilson got up, took it out of there, and trying to get his own clearance, Riley. Now Siggins got in the way. Kicks it off to Adams. Can he get him going? No, hits the belly of the ball. This will land nicely for Boyd, who dropped the mark. Cox Goodyear was there to try and clean it up, but Harvey on the end of it. So opportunities here for the Devils.
I want to say they're trying to be a little bit too cute. It's very un-Tasmanian Devil-like football, where they've just been hard at it, force it forward, scrap goals. Tonight they're trying to play like, I don't want to say it like a bit million-dollar-ish.
Yeah, they're playing like a team that's 3-0 to start the season. Dixon took it out of the ruck. He bangs it on the boot. Is this the chance? Across the face. He'll get one eventually.
He needs that one goal.
He does.
Needs one, I used to talk about this when I played. It's the third quarter. I haven't kicked a goal yet. Someone just get it to me on the goal line so I can pop one through.
It went right across the face and out on the full. So he desperately wants one as Boyd goes long down the wing. Off hands, read nicely by Vickery. He dumped it out of there, and now Carlton might make him pay. Dirksen can load up, open goal square, flies at goal, kicks a beauty. A dagger from Dirksen as they go coast to coast, and they're making the Devils pay. 23 points.
Nice fortuitous kick forward. I mean, it's landed on the chest, hasn't it? But he's taken the game on. You know, he knows how to play football. He's been around a while. GWS to Carlton. Key player for this Carlton side.
So they burst the goal out of the middle, but the Devils win it back. Mitchell whips it into the middle of the ground. Menzie now Payne. Opportunity arises. Can they get one? Menzie snaps from 45. It's floating to the goal line. Dixon was there. And again, Sammartino's doing a good job on him.
You know, it's been Carlton's pressure rating that have really made it hard for Tasmania. You know, and it's not necessarily a made tackle, but they've been there. They're switched on. They're closing in. There's no space for these Devils to get their game going.
Game high 23-point lead for the Blues. Siggins down in front. Numbers with Carlton as Wilson got it out of there. Leary was riding Charleston. Drags him out over the line for a throw-in.
Yeah, they're winning the scrap. Carlton are winning the scrap. Kicks going.
Tassie are getting in the right positions. They just can't execute when they need to.
We talked about hope. They're not buying into their own.
Yeah, they could be, but who knows? Why wouldn't you buy in? Ball's thrown in again. Dixon into the ruck, down to Mitchell. Nearly an opening for them as he throws it away again. Here's Menzies' opportunity. Doesn't hit the ball well at all. And that ball does not barrack for Tassie tonight. It's at the point post.
They're attracted to the poles at the Tassie end.
It feels like every time they make connection with the ball, they either hit the belly or they just hit the wrong side, and it's spraying left and right.
And look, you could say that, but I've got to say, mate, it's been absolutely Carlton's pressure. Just getting a hand in, a finger in, just making them feel it's implied pressure. And this bloke...
Yeah, the big bloke's been good.
He's been... I mean, he is huge, but he's playing huge as well. Just giving Carlton first use all over the ground.
The cans were good to Hewitt, who goes backwards to Boyd. Now cross defensive goal. Finds Sammartino on the way out. Has to be precise and was. Found Hogg. Ball movement's been good here for the Blues, but it might just come undone here. Adams bounced up nicely. He's tough. Then chips to half forward. Ball in dispute again. Back by Harvey. And downfield, and there's a little bit of afters on this as well. Sammartino and Cameron getting involved. It was Lockie Hay, in fact.
Free kick was there.
Yeah, it was. So in motion again, Chesser. Handball Fogarty and back to Chesser. Underground handball again to Fogarty. Hogg had his ball smothered. Artemis at the feet of Mitchell. Now the looping handball. As they open things up, Adams against the boundary, finds the target, now they can run. Here's Dixon's moment from 48, he can set it up, top of the square, kick wasn't great, and it's slapped through for another minor. He was in two minds there, he had Hagan in the goal square, that's where he went in the end, but you could just see he wanted to line him up.
He wants that one on the goal line, he doesn't want to be running in right now, he's so nervy with the ball in hand. Purely faced for the fact that he's missed those goals. Nice Mark Williams, but poor kick again.
It is. Saad got in the way. Squares it up to Hewitt. Back to Saad. Plenty of run through half back. Now to Riley. Back to Saad again. Third possession in the chain. Takes a bounce. Sends it inside 50. Up went Akers. Now he can roll onto the right boot from 48 metres out. He'll bring it back inside. It's not to the advantage of a teammate as Williams got up and took it there. Wilkinson as well for the Devils. In dispute. Here's Tucker. Now to Fogarty on the left boot. Bouncing ball. Goes through for a goal. Blues running hot. And this margin now is getting a little bit out of hand. 28 points. Taking their chances.
Fogarty, he's had a good game. Up to 15 disposals now, running at 80% efficiency. I mean, you can talk about him and he was big in that play, but it's been... You talk about defensive pressure and you talk about tackles and ratings, you can get stats on. It's the stats that you don't see from the Blues tonight. They've just had a finger on everything.
Nice clearance from Mitchell, who goes inside 50 with the kick. It was at the feet of Menzie. He brings it back inside. Now Hagan gets his chance.
They need this, Tassie.
Surely, a little man with his first shot at goal can kick it.
And when I say the Blues have had a finger on everything, I just feel like they're switched on enough. They're reading the play super well. They're up on their men. And there's just no time, no space for the Tassie Devils. They cannot get their game going. Simple marks are hard marks. Every kick is a tough kick, forcing turnovers, and every goal seems like it's just hard work. No understating it. This is a needed goal.
Has to go through, leans back on it, and another one goes begging. Leans back on it, and it was just off the boot. Never looked good.
And I got a feeling like if this continues to go like this, the end of the game, Jeremy Webber will be saying to us, it's going to be one of those where they say, well, look, we'll be better for that run. We've had a couple of weeks off. We didn't play the football that we we tend to play. Credit to Carlton, you know, that sort of talk, and I'd have to agree with him.
No shortage of chances, and they're keeping themselves in the game. Stuff like this. Leary on the left boot, he walked out of bounds though.
It's the story of the night.
Yeah.
Donna, it's the story of the night. Everything just not going Tassie's way. If it's a shot on goal, it hits the post. If it's an easy mark, Carlton just get there with a little touch and make it really hard. So
but you can see the I know they're not. Well, they are firmly aligned with the AFL program. You can see the fruits of the AFL program within this this Carlton lineup.
100%.
And 12 or 13 AFL players scattered in. There's one of them, the reigning best and fairest. Hewitt got it out of there, and Dixon slides in. So it can be, how demoralising can it be getting so many shots on goal and continually just missing and missing and missing, and now you're down by 27.
You know what you do? You throw Hugh Dixon down centre half back because he can play there, he's a big body, and then you throw someone like a Nick Williams who's not a noted goal kicker forward. He'll pop one through and everyone will get a lift from that. Those are the sort of coaching moves you can make to change things up.
Dixon's in the ruck now, and Bo applying the pressure. Umpire let it play, and the fans aren't happy. And there is a handy hand in from Hugh Dixon.
2 goals, 9 is pretty telling.
Yeah, it is.
JD.
It is. So probably had a couple of opportunities to get rid of it there, George Hewitt.
Yeah, less said. Move on.
So it'll be Dixon up against Riley. Might be swinging a couple of changes here, Jeremy Webley. Dixon got the paddle down. Carlton won the clearance, but it'll come away again now with the Devils. Here's Fox. Handball over the top. Here's Leary on the left. Dumps it inside 50. Numbers with the Blues. And again, a poor entry. Boyd mopped it up. No real forward structure for them tonight. They've just kicked in hope inside as Hogg gets them out of defensive 50.
Well, I thought it was going to be Tasmania a clear advantage, and I'll let you call this.
Yeah. Williams wrapped up in a strong tackle.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a clear advantage for Tasmania with Siggins and Hugh Dixon and those dangerous small forwards get it into there, and it makes defenders really, really nervous. But they've been so measured back there. They've come off the men at the right time, and just no time, no space for the forwards.
They link up through the middle of the ground here now. Here's Norton on the left boot. Can he make something happen? Siggins is deep. He gets on the end of it. Big grab.
There it is.
Is this the moment?
That Tasmania finds some confidence, finds some juice. My big man taking a clunk.
Yeah.
And we know how good he is at snapping the ball. Sammy Siggins, the snap specialist. I'll let you call it through, Donners. We need this one.
They desperately need it. 27 points at the moment. Snapper Sam kicks the goal. Finally. And the Devils get one back. And it might be their road back from here.
Well, a little bit of a flipping of the script there. It was Baxter Norton, the known defender, with a goal assist just on pure work rate. That's what Carlton have been doing. So, I don't know. We said make some changes out of the ground, or do you just stick with it and wait for these Tassie Devils to get their form back because of the long break that they've had? There's no... I'm not understating Tasmania. Absolutely needed that. They needed one of their senior guys to stand up, and it was Sam Siggins.
And they need another one quickly as well. It's not out of hand. It's 21 points. If they can get the next one, put the pressure back on the Blues. Here's Fox tracking it at half back. Bursts out of stoppage. This is nice now from the Devils. Quick hands to Dixon. Nowhere to go for him, so he has to quickly loop the handball to Rory Wright. On the left boot, chisels it down the line. Good contest in the end. And a free kick going Carlton's way. It'll be Billy Wilson, who's going to bring it back inboard to Hewitt.
Well, how about that free kick?
Yeah. 2 players going for the footy. Hewitt back to Wilson. 10-4 free kicks in this game in the favour of the Blues. Wilson down the line. And nice mark taken by Jed Rule on the left boot. He squares it inside 50. And a nice defensive mark taken by Zach Adams.
28 disposals to Wilson now, the Blues. So he's having some sort of a night.
Adams bounces his way out of defensive 50. Long to the middle of the ground, out the back. Payne reads it nicely. Here's Leary's moment on the left. Open goal. Beckons kicks the goal. The Devils are rising. And that man always steps up when they need a big moment.
Well, it's a good spoil in the defensive 50 for Tasmania. Jumped on by Zach Adams, who runs, has a bounce, and that's just goes at it, doesn't he? Gets it into a forward line that's unsettled. The backs couldn't get back in time for Carlton, and the smooth finish. Get that crowd up and going, son.
He's a man for a moment, Brandon Leary, and now they've got the last 2 goals, and they might take a clearance away here as Dixon was spun around in the tackle. They will get the clearance. Fox was in there, now in the middle of the ground. Can they get another one? In motion they go. Here's Elmer. He can line them up. And just keeps it across. No, yes! It's a Melbourne score.
A big change in this game has come from Hugh Dixon going in the middle of the ground, I feel. He's getting a first touch on that bigger body. We'll talk about the Carlton ruckman. He's been absolutely huge.
Flynn Riley.
Yep. But Hugh has levelled that in this quarter.
Charleston up the middle. Adams went up, couldn't take it cleanly. Boyd tried to tow it forward. Might work out here for the Blues. Here's Fogarty. It was being held by Roney. Umpire didn't see it. Dixon. I reckon they've listened to you here, Robbo. They've moved Dixon up the ground, and now he's having an impact as he finds Adams and 50.
Yeah, you're right. Hugh Dixon, he can play in the middle of the ground. He can play in the ruck. He's got the body for it. And it's an impressive body too. Like, I mean, you run it at that and you're going, well, it's a little bit intimidating, and he's getting up and he's getting first hand on it, getting a little bit of use for the Tasmania. It just hasn't happened in this entire game. Just you can feel it at the moment.
Yeah,
the momentum has shifted.
Adams chips inside, finds a chest, great kick. And now on the end of it is Callanan, the defender. Can he bring this margin back? It's currently 14 points. This a massive kick to bring it to 8.
Well, we're waxing lyrical about Hugh Dixon, but Zach Adams has been huge in this quarter. He's had 15 for the match. Kicking disposal efficiency of 73%. He's starting to find targets. Wasn't great the entire game. He's lifting that rating at the moment. We get a set shot on goal. So must finish.
Callanan, the son of a gun, a Tassie legend. He leans back on it. He kicks it beautifully. Here come the Devils. 8-point ball game.
He's got a beautiful foot. Yeah. He's got beautiful vision, Zach Adams, as does this young man, a Tassie icon, the Callanans. Finishes, that's an under pressure goal too, because a lot of blokes have been missing. You look at 5 goals, 10 missing, 15 scoring shots, and you're still behind. 8 points in it. Wow, what about a momentum shift?
And the crowd is rising with every moment in this game. It was 27 points a moment ago. It's back to 8, and they're going to go inside again. Here go the Devils. Can they get another one? They can! An opportunity now for Kai Cameron to make it a 2-point game.
I was about to say Robbie Fox as well as being part of this resurgence. He's had 16 disposals, always really efficient, but you need your leaders to stand up. Look at that. Takes upon himself. I know he was probably looking for the big man, but luck's a fortune, this bloke. He knows how to finish, doesn't he?
Kai Cameron.
He's got such athleticism, Kai Cameron.
Just 2 goals this season. And this an opportunity to trim the margin to 2. 40 metres out, directly in front. Cameron. Cobra Kai. Bang! 2-point ball game. And all of a sudden it's set up for a barnstorming last quarter.
Don, as you talked to me at half-time, he said, what sort of changes does Jeremy Webberley have to make? He made some changes. Now, over to you, Damien Trussler, the coach of Carlton. What are you going to do to make some changes? Because the momentum has completely shifted now to Tasmania. Do you ride this out to the three-quarter time, call him in and say, righto, let's set something else here? But Tasmania on fire.
Last 4 goals and in quick succession, Robbo. And now Carlton have slowed up. Ooh. Hewitt to Riley. Here's Wilson again. Jams it inside 50. Can they get one against the run of play? Tried to throw his boot at it there, did Magor. The defence has been strong for the Devils, and they're going to work it out here. Fox. Finds Hagan. Listen to the crowd rising with every ball that hits the chest of a Devil. Hagan hasn't been sighted much in front of goals tonight.
Hasn't been sighted much at all, really. Only 7 disposals.
Here's Artemis. On the right boot, he'll go to half forward. Great kick. Found Menzie.
Slow it down here. Lower the eyes.
Kick from goal.
No need to rush.
This would be something if he can get on the end of this and give the Devils the lead.
Well, yellow footies, JD, at night, they travel.
Yep.
You get onto it, this can go.
47 AFL games with the Bombers. Big part of this Devils setup. He kicks this, lands short in the goal square. Can they get a mark? They can't. It's punched out over the line. I wonder whether that was a little bit over-ambitious from a man of his stature.
I was talking him up.
12-5 inside 50s this quarter.
Yeah, it's absolutely changed. It feels like Tasmania have just finally woken up, and it's Carlton have gone a bit to sleep.
Siggins in the ruck up against Harvey. Chesser took it out of there. Saad threw it on the boot quickly to half back. Devils hunting the footy again. Wright was in there. Stolen away by Hay. He loops the handball over the top to Fox. Goes backwards. Wright couldn't take it cleanly. He's got outlets though in Callanan. Swings this one high into the night sky. Backing back. The pack forms. Is all Carlton at ground level. Akers. He gets it out of there quickly and finds Fogarty, and they'll slow it down. He'll tick over about
that's great relieving kick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great relieving kick by Akers. We know what he can do by foot. We know he's an absolute, as is this guy. They've got effective kickers all over the ball, Carlton. They just need to arrest that ascendancy back. They slow the game down. Tasmania do not want that.
Prout. At half back, he chips down the line, had to be clean, and was. Finds Charleston.
It's a smart by Carlton.
Yep. Slow things down, take the sting out of it. Can they get a late one? Whistle back a little bit of momentum. Looking for Riley, now off hands. Norton. Back to Williams. Hit the belly of the ball, and all on the wing, Hagan. Starts it over the line.
That's good by Hagan there, just to get the ball over the boundary line. Yeah, you got numbers all around you. Just halve the contest, retreat back to the forward line, let the mids go to work.
So what have we got in store in the last quarter, Robbo? This is going to be a big finish.
Don't you love football, don't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. How could you not love this great game of ours? Thrown in, Mapley back into the ruck. Riley won it down. Tucker and bursting through. Off hands. Here's Ison. He can size them up. Kicks a goal. One against the run of play for Jack Ison. And the Blues steady themselves. Back out to 8 points.
Well, just sometimes you get those matchups, and Flynn Riley tonight has been an absolute terror for our Max Mapley. We love him. He's a young man. He's got a big future. He's a little bit slide on. He's got great athleticism, can get around the ground, but against the big boys sometimes. It was Hugh Dixon in the middle of the ground. It looks like he's gone back in there, lost that tap out, and it goes straight down for a Carlton goal.
So they stunt the momentum and go back inside 50 again, Carlton. Another opportunity. Here's Fogarty. Does a little dance. Throws it on the left boot. Deep inside 50. Pressure on now. Dirksen at the back. Tried to toe it off the deck. And it'll go out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Much better quarter. The first half was a little bit slow. It was a slow build into this game. But since then, what an exciting half of footy we've got in store.
I feel like Tasmania have been a little bit more wasteful in front of the goal. They've had plenty of opportunities. This game is anybody's. It really is. So stick around. This last quarter is going to be huge.
Riley gets the front position. Slaps it in the Hewitt direction. Can he make something happen? Hewitt can. Ison again. 2 in a row.
Highly rated, this boy, Ison. He is, I think he's the first Academy, Carlton Academy NGA kid to play for or get drafted to Carlton. They've got high hopes for him, but it was George Hewitt, wasn't he? You see his class. Just gets the handball. He gets the win, gets the handball out to a clear player. And back out we go. A couple of goals to come. 14
points. So Dixon has been employed in the ruck. Here's Mitchell. He tumbles this one inside 50. Can they get a chest? Leary came bursting out. Off hands. Hay goes backwards now. One's Roney. Looping handball in the direction of Fox. Can he hit a target? Rolls onto his right. Sets it up. Top of the goal square. Flyers get up. At ground level. Mapley, the big ruckman, couldn't get root to ball initially and then threw it on. And a minor score. But it sets up. Big last quarter. 6-11 to 9-6.
Called this for Mapley to go forward. Hopefully pinch a couple of goals down there. He can do it.
And you called the change of position for Dixon when you just can't kick him. Get up the ground, get in the game. And he's doing well, I think.
Well, he has. He's had 17 disposals. His efficiency is not great, but that big body in the middle of the ground is making it harder for Carlton.
Saad sinks his boot into this, goes up the guts. Good kick. Boyd, nicely done. Takes the mark with the set play. He rolls and goes with a long kick as well to Ison, who's just lifting in the last couple of minutes. That was 3 kicks up the middle and they're having a shot at goal.
Carlton have done that 2 or 3 times this evening. They've scored from defensive 50, deep defensive 50. Jeremy Webley's got to have a look at that. Can't be letting that happen. That's a lapse in concentration from the Tassie Devils. I don't blame the defenders there. They're up closing down the ground, and forwards will tend to do this, taking marks back with a fly to the ball. But it's that wall that they've built, Tasmania, and it's just they've let themselves down a little bit here.
Ison for Carlton's last 3 goals. Oh, it's a good kick at the footy, and he's got it. He's got 3, and he's kicked Carlton's last 3, and he restores a 19-point margin in the blink of an eye. Carlton going nicely now, 10-6 to 6-11, and they've wrestled back all the momentum here.
A lot of goals in this quarter. A lot of goals. Been able to go to a few ad breaks, keep the sponsors happy. But that first quarter, it was looking pretty grim. Wasn't a lot of points, a lot of hit the post. But now they're kicking really well. Kisses the crowd.
Kiss to the crowd.
Future for this this young fella. We talked about it before. A young NGA kid. It just goes to show what sort of benefits you can get from your NGA and your academies. You know, the northern states have done very well out of their academies. Harboured some talent. Get some talent into your club that you've looked after for years. It's a great success story.
He's inherited a famous goal-kicking number as well, that one of Charlie Curnow. So hopefully they can...
How quickly they forget.
Exactly. Can have a similar impact to Curnow as Hewitt toes it to the outer side. Callanan dives in, finds Bogue on the outlet, but he just spilled it momentarily. So Boyd found it. Now back inboard. Here's Chesser. He tried to square it up inside. Ison was there as well. Slapped out of there again by the Devils. And They'll hope for the siren here, I reckon, the Devils.
Yeah, now all of a sudden it's the Devils saying, well, let's get that ball back. It's a rest back some of this momentum. Let's slow it down. Don't let them score again because, look, still in this game and a big quarter, you can kick that. I mean, Tassie, we know they can kick goals quickly, can't they? They've got some excitement, some fast movement in their game plan. 3
straight to 1-1 in the last 10 minutes. All off the boot of Jack Ison. Dixon took it out of the ruck. Fed it backwards to Cox Goodyear. And now they work their way down the outer side with a long booming kick. Mapley got in front. Just spilled the mark at the last moment, so it opened the door for Sammartino to clean it up. Sends them inside 50 again. Over the head of Dirksen. Taken out of bounds. And you can just see they're holding on for dear life here now in this last few minutes, the Devils.
Yeah, drop mark by Max Mapley. He hasn't got a lot of confidence tonight. You know, you've got to take those marks. They were the marks that they were taking, you know, the first 3 rounds of the season. Just slightly off tonight.
So Dixon v Riley in the ruck, ticked into time on. 31 minutes gone in this 3rd term. It was 8 points not long ago, and Carlton steadied themselves. Adams, booming kick to the outer side. Payne couldn't get front position. Sammartino stood tall in defence tonight. It's been strong. Swings the kick across defensive goal. Boyd back to where it came from and finds Prout.
They'll be pretty happy just to see this quarter out like this.
Harvey. 45 kick inboard was nice. Charlson. They're happy to slow things up here, the Blues. Found an outlet kick. Hewitt rolls and goes on his right boot. Can they get a late one? Top of the goal square he goes. Flyers go up. Ball spills out the pack. Ison, he's just building with confidence at the moment. He was the target there, but an even 20-point margin now.
Well, I feel like Carlton will be pretty happy with the way they've gone about it in this game. You know, you can see, you talked about it before, didn't you, JD, that kicking efficiency. You can tell that a lot of their players are doing this every single day of the week for plenty of hours a day.
Leary goes backwards, finds Adams, dumped it on the boot nicely, found Bow. If ever there was a more Tasmanian name than Bailey Bow, well, maybe Max Mapley.
Yeah. They're competing.
Yeah, Fox gets on the end of it. Chipping around. Both teams seemingly, I reckon, just playing for the 3/4 time siren here. Here's Wilson. He goes towards the boundary and finds Farah.
You need a cascade running out there.
Yeah.
Is that a rolled ankle down there to Wilson?
Might have been. He was a little bit proppy there. Get Lily to have a look at that, as rule has it. Gives the handball quickly to Saad. One way then the other, and finds Charlson again. It's a nice game, Harry Charlson. 22 possessions now for the young draftee. Mark taken. Is that 50? I think it is. And now Magor will be walked inside 50 with a late chance to extend this lead back beyond 26 points.
Yeah, that's frustration from Bogue, just a little bit late on it. And yeah, just frustration. And that's what Carlton have done tonight. They've frustrated Tasmania. They have not been able to get their game going. They've had, and I've said it many times this evening, they've just had a hand in. They've had a push. They've not necessarily tackles or spoils or anything like that. It's just been, they've been right there. So this becomes a kick up the siren.
Magor was on the Swans list for 2 years. This to make it a 26-point margin. He's hit the post. And he was about to give his former teammate Caleb Mitchell a little bit of an earful, but a minor score. So a high-scoring 3rd term, and it leaves Carlton 20 points. Yeah, you do. Absolutely. Final quarter, Blues by 21 points. Can the Devils mount a comeback? You're going to have to stop this man, Hewitt, collared. And that will be a free kick against Fox. So Hewitt's been big. This will be his 28th disposal. When will he get that call up back to the senior side? Acres.
Certainly put his hand up this evening.
Certainly has. Hogg on the end of it. Gives it back now to Hewitt. Chips inside. Finds Riley. Good kick. And he's a class above George Hewitt. And now can the big ruckman go back and make this even harder?
As has this guy. He's had a night. And if he can put this through,
yeah,
you'd almost say, wow, what can we do? He's just absolutely owed us. But Yeah, Georgie Hewitt, I mean, he'd be disappointed. He's had a career. He's could call him a veteran now, but he's showing that he's a veteran.
It's been huge tonight. Not his best effort there as he pops this one to the top of the goal square. This guy's been massive, Adams. And he is half the reason for their resurgence back into this contest. Bites off kicks that most wouldn't. Can he spark something now? Last line of defence. Comes long to the broadcast wing. Riley underneath it. In a wrestle. At the back, Prout. Quick hands. Finds Chesser. Ball spills out. Probably a high tackle there. I would imagine it is on Sammartino. Fox just gave him a little shove after. No 50-metre penalty. Like the game of Jack Sammartino tonight.
Transition to defence by Carlton tonight's been amazing. Like, I'll let you call this and we'll talk about it.
So they win the footy back and go inside 50. Hagan takes the mark. And if they can get the first here, Robbo, this will be a confidence booster for the Devils. Cox Goodyear with a nice bit of work.
It's a shot on goal from a mistake from Carlton, which has been a rarity tonight. Their disposal officials have been fantastic. And that's what they do. They kick, own the ball. And Tasmania just have not been onto it, have not been able to man up.
Yeah.
And then I'll let you call this goal through. We'll talk a little bit more about that.
It's been largely unsided tonight, Hagan. Kicks towards goal. It's fading.
What's the point?
Fading. Minor score. And they needed that.
Yeah, it's their Carlton have been switched on. Attack to defence has been elite. They've just shut down anything that Tasmania's tried to do. They've found their man. Whether they're playing a zone or whether they're playing man-on-man, they've been really in tune and onto it. And this sort of kick-mark game that Tassie have tried to do, they've just not been able to do it.
Hogg trying to burst his way out of the Adams tackle on the outer side, and we'll get a ball up.
And then it's denial of ball too, the Blues. They get the ball, they wait, they find a kick. They've got blokes running all over the shop. Options everywhere.
Riley down only as far as Mitchell, who got taken in a big tackle by Hewitt. Dumped inside 50. Opportunity for the Devils. Slapped out of there by Sammartino again. Opens up. Artemis can't burst out of the traffic, but it's at the right end of the ground for the Devils. So we've got a confirmation of crowd as well. 14,122 people in the house tonight. Great turnout.
Well done, Tasmania.
At Ninja Stadium. Slapped out the back. Artemis. Tight against the boundary. Can he keep it in? He does. Top of the goal square. Opportunity beckons. Dixon was down there. Saad didn't bring it over the line. So now another chance for the Devils. Nearly a big moment. Because the try and kick came from
throwing everything at it.
Yeah.
Tasmania are desperate. If you get a feeling, don't you, for two teams that have watched Tasmania tonight? They've just been desperate all night. A little bit fumbling. Carlton have been really measured, really calm, haven't they?
So they're pressing here, the Devils. 20-point margin. Carlton have been brilliant throughout the night. Dixon in front in the ruck. Paddled down. Charleston was there. Fox lurking. Towed it into a nice position for Hay as he squares it back up. Saad across defensive goal square. Dangerous times for Boyd, who has to dump it out of there to half back. Clears the pack, and now it'll be a foot race. Free kick. Tassie free. For a block in the marking contest. And now Adams has it.
Coming in for possession number 20.
Just feel like he might have a AFL contract to his name one day as chips this is inside 50. Leary was lurking. Nearly had his head taken off. Payne tried to con the umpire into that one, I think.
He was waiting for the contact that kind of didn't really come.
No. Well, he might have got a little tap there from Hewitt, but the umpire was lenient on this occasion. Flying shot at goal. And a minor score. So they're peppering the Devils. And they just can't clean it up. That shot from Menzies.
Well, this game isn't won yet, Carlton.
No.
They can't slow it down or maybe they can.
First goal going to be vitally important.
Yeah, exactly.
Saad bangs it out of defence. Mapley on the end of it. Clean hands. Spins it. Inside 50. Targets are there. Up went Payne. Couldn't take the mark. Slapped out by Charleston. He's had a good game tonight, Harry Charleston.
Yes.
9 in the 2024 rookie draft. Get to debut. He had 24 disposals last week, so it's provided a bit of dash for them, and then can play deep if they need to. It's at 24 disposals tonight as well. Harvey v. Siggins in the ruck. Now Fox. Oh, the handball just smothered at the last minute. Out the back. Artemis. Can he stop? Prop. Snaps around the body. It's floating. It's floating. It's there. Something out of nothing for the Devils. And they draw first blood. Game on.
Fox, Menzies, Artemis, important names. It's just scrapped a goal there, wasn't it? It's lived in the Tassie forward line. They needed one. That brings that level. That's confidence getter right there. That lifts the crowd. That lifts the players. Well done, Tasmania.
Not over yet. 13 points, and they can surge quickly, the Devils, like we saw in the last quarter. Right. Just got a hand in there, did Carlton. Riley. Ball at ground level. Akers trying to extract it. Hewitt did. Now Riley is back again. Bouncing through a little bit of traffic. Shoved out of there from Farrell. Ball in motion. Fans don't like it. Vickery sends them to the top of the square. This is a big moment in the game. At the back, Dirksen takes the mark. And he'll go back 15 metres out, just about directly in front.
I'd like to see that replay again. Was it a genuine push, or was it a little bit of acting? Let's have a look at it. Yeah, it's in the back. It's in the back. You missed that one, umpire. Anyway, Dirksen's got a pretty easy shot at goal.
Back to 19 points. Ton of time left in this game. He's already got one for the night. Dirksen, slow build-up on the right boot, kicks the goal. And the Blues answer another test that came their way. 19-point margin.
Just had the answers all night, Carlton. Pretty big push in the back. I mean, you feel like you're a little bit unlucky, Tasmania. It's a big moment.
Yep.
It is actually a big moment. Tasmania kicked the goal. They're coming. Miss an obvious free kick. Tasmania left.
Back in the middle. Riley got up high. Fox was there. Didn't let him burst out. It's been a game of momentum swings. Hewitt dumps it on the boot. Ball half forward. Rule was there, couldn't take it cleanly. Williams did, so he had to backtrack around Rule and just slaps it on the boot. They need a quick response here, the Devils. Bogue at ground level, Hagan in there as well. And hatching it. Blues, as they try and work it out, it's come away with the Devils. Fox is in there, get clean possession away. Now Carlton do, Charlson to Saad. He can put the Jets on, bounces his way through the middle of the ground with its second bounce. Throws it on the left boot. Good kick out in front of Dirksen. Steps around. Wilkinson did well. Big tackle. All inside 50. Still going. Dirksen now off to Vickery. Throws it up to the top of the goal square. Rule couldn't take the mark. Snapped the goal. Great finish. The follow-up work was brilliant from Jed Rule. And just like that, the Blues are back. Could do it.
Playing well tonight, Carlton. They beat Collingwood a couple of weeks ago. They were really close to North Melbourne. A pretty good outfit North Melbourne this year. Very tall outfits. They weren't able to match them in the air in that game, but playing well tonight, showing that they're actually a team, a contending team. Blaze played really well tonight. They've switched on, they've turned up, and they've played well.
Back in the middle, margin again back out to 25 points. Here's Hewitt. Been prolific again tonight. Wilson back on. Kicks across the defence and finds Boyd. So their big AFL names have all stood up tonight. As Boyd goes in the middle of the ground. Great mark by Hewitt. And that's the class of the man right there.
It's also this too, JD, they've just been able to keep possess and deny Tassie the ball. They've got to learn from this because they're going to come up against teams that'll do this. You'll come up against teams that, you know, go fast, handball link-up chains. Carlton like to mark kick, own territory, find a way forward, and then get past that centre circle, even to this sort of a launch zone here after good field position. And they've just been able to scrounge out goals tonight from that scenario there.
Archie Stevens sets it up. It's a nice mark by your man, Nick Williams. So next week, the Devils take on Sandringham on Sunday at UTAS Stadium. Back for a day fixture. And the Blues have got St Kilda on Saturday at Icon as a lead up to their AFL clash between those two sides as well. Just a little fumbly in the back half here as Williams gets it back. Dumps it out of there, brings it to this broadcast wing. Dixon underneath it, takes him up. So still a ton of time left. They'll need to be just about perfect though here, the Devils, as Dixon goes down the line, off hands, fed towards the boundary line, coughed it up, back in motion with Wilson. Dixon again using his strength and going over the line, boundary thrown.
Physically good too tonight, Carlton. Tackling, they've stuck, right? They had a hand in.
Just in the key moments, they've been stronger.
Big bodies too. They're strong bodies. Tassie haven't adapted to it at all.
And you can see the difference between the AFL guys and the Tassie guys who are only VFL at this stage. And there's one of them, Akers, bursting through stoppage. Just got a little bit more time and space to work with and a little bit more poised.
Yeah, and really well structured up. You mentioned the structure up around the contest. You know, all the exits are covered. Tassie just have not been able to find a man in space. And that kick has just become rushed, made it easier for the Carlton backs, and then they just possessed the ball all the way down the ground, which I don't think Tassie's used to. Played against the Frankston team that went really frenetic and fast as well. I think Port Melbourne probably were a little bit similar to Carlton, but that was down at UTAS, big spaces there. They were able to get their game going. But after a couple of weeks off, tonight they've come up against a team that have been really well balanced.
Thrown in, true wing position. Dixon good in the ruck since being swung in there. Elmer laying the tackle.
Jeremy Webb will be happy with that part of the game tonight too. You know, Max Mapley is obviously the #1 ruckman, but you've got Sam Siggins and Hugh Dixon who can do this against known ruckman.
Dixon fired it out of there quickly. Akers trying to burst through, but landed over the line. For Chesser. Carlton, we've got a free kick for a late. No, he didn't. So it'll be a boundary throw in. So I just wonder whether the likes of Wilson and Hewitt have done enough to earn selection back into the Carlton lineup for the game against St Kilda next week. Both have been brilliant tonight. Cox Goodyear tried to find a way out. Collared by Chesser.
Coming in for disposal number 8 for Cox Goodyear after a huge game against Frankston a couple of weeks ago.
Rolls onto the left boot. Long and strong inside 50. They need some marks here. The Devils, they've got to be clean over the next 10-15 minutes. As Hay plays the tackle on Prout. 25-point margin. Devils have had their moments in this game, but just haven't executed when they needed to. Mitchell, that'll be a free kick Carlton's way. So 14,000, as we mentioned. As I get my numbers up here.
He's been all right, Williams.
He has. Takes the mark.
He's going for disposal number 15. He's marked the ball well tonight. Always does. Has a crack. It's this part of the game here.
Baxter Norton, long kick inside 50. No mark at the back. Fox come bursting through. Siggins left it behind. Harvey cleaned it up. On their way out, they're clean. Finds Stevens. So 14-1-2-2 the crowd, as we mentioned, at Ninja Stadium. Dirksen in 2 or 3 minds and then finds Billy Wilson.
Yeah, I think you'll find the rest of this game will look a lot like this. Carlton kick happy, just mark after mark. They'll get the young contested marks up. I think they're almost leading the competition at the moment. They've got Jordan Boyd who's just sitting behind the ball as a spare now. Tassie is going to look up and just see white jumpers.
Quick hands were good. Hogg inside 50. And a mark taken by Fogarty.
And they've been good at this tonight. And Tasmania have not adjusted. They have not adjusted quick enough.
No.
They're still trying to play that fast, frenetic game. This is where it's important to have 2 game styles. When you come up against something that's just not working for us, can we go back into that kick mark game, that territory game, rather than the handball happy, that frenetic pace game? And they just haven't adjusted tonight. So again, in this journey that the Tassie Devils are on, they're learning. They're learning new. It's a new competition for them, isn't it, for a lot of these guys?
Lockie Fogarty towards goal. Has he got enough on that? He has. Kicked a beauty. And that really takes the sting out of the crowd. 31-point margin. Blues flying.
Talk about seasoned AFL players. Lockie Fogarty, originally drafted to Geelong.
Yep.
100 AFL games, overcoming back surgery a couple of years ago. I think might have been a year ago. Coming back into some good form there. Nice finish, and that you called it. That's just taken the sting right out of the game for Tasmania. It's going to be hard to come back from here.
It was a horrific ball drop, but it got there.
Yeah.
Having a look at my replay.
6 points in the paper tomorrow, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Dixon gets his own clearance. Kicks across the centre of the ground. So Tassie will get their first loss of the season. Probably learn a lot out of it as well, I would have thought, Robbo. So chip it around through the middle of the ground. Here's Roney. It's a raking right boot out the back. Mark taken by Duffy.
They've been huge.
The Irishman.
They've been huge.
He has. He's turned it over, though. Menzie. In fact, it's Hagan. The door opens for him. He kicks around his body. No one can take the clean mark. Wilson did well. Still under pressure, though, the Blues. Siggins, can he kick the goal? Snaps, goes. Something to cheer about late. Another one for Sam Siggins. And just a sloppy moment for the Blues.
Billy Wilson's had a huge night. 36 disposals, not one of his best right there. But Sam Siggins, snapping Sam Siggins just pulls one back late. They've been good in the back 6, though, Carlton. Coach would be very, very happy with what they've been able to produce tonight.
Fox, he'll get the clearance for the Devils. Might just be a bridge too far. 25 points down. Gives to Cox Goodyear. Rolls onto the left. Sends it inside 50. Numbers with Carlton. Wilson went up high. Callanan, he's been thrown forward. Menzie is there as well and slapped out by Saad.
Well, you talk about learning. You learn more from your losses,
yeah,
your disappointments. And
we didn't all think they were going to go through the season undefeated.
I think we're all a bit shocked that they won like they did in the first 3 games, and it's going to end sometime, isn't it? And like you say, it's a bit of a bridge too far right now, but they haven't been terrible tonight. Just haven't been able to finish off their good work. And that's largely been due to Carlton's defensive pressure and just pressure acts, getting a hand in. And then once they win the ball back, they've been able to do this really well. Kick, mark, rather than just blaze. Obviously, this is a rush play here. But once they get possession back, They're able to just find open players. So that's work rate from Tasmania, not being able to pick up, find your man and close them and shut them down. This guy's been absolutely massive. Of course, he is a veteran, but that's
35 disposals, 36 now
we go
for
again.
Hewitt. Yeah.
And then bang, hits the target. Carlton look up, and as far as Tassie's concerned, they're just not able to get back fast enough because they're trying to play that fast going forward game. And then they've got spares everywhere.
They do. Jack Ison. He can go back and kick his 4th goal.
Is that a nice game?
He has.
So you'd imagine you'll be seeing a few of these names running around in the AFL over the next few weeks.
Yeah. And I would think, and it's no disrespect to Tassie at all, but I would think at times throughout this season they're going to come up against AFL-aligned teams and going to have games like this where they're just beaten by a better team.
Absolutely.
Biggest well drilled in an AFL program. So Ison now, 3 goals to his name tonight. Kicks truly. Ice in his veins. He shushes the crowd and says, we're getting out of here with the points. 31-point margin.
I mean, you'd have to suggest that Michael Voss is looking to the future, looking for young players to come into his team and, you know, make a difference. This is a kid that certainly be doing that, shushes the crowd. Yep, we've seen that before. Georgie Hewitt's been, I mean, you sort of got to ask the question, don't you? Does he get another look at? He's 30 years of age. Is he a part of the future? No, not necessarily, but this short-term pain that Carlton have been in, he could certainly stem or arrest a little bit of that.
They could use a little bit of his ball-winning ability in the middle of the ground as Akers gets it. Brings it inboard. Great kick. Finds Riley.
He's been huge too, Riley.
Dominant. He'd be in the votes, I reckon, at the end of this game. Saad off half back. And they're just out in space now. Farah. He's going to kick deep to full forward. Should be down there. And nice mark taken by Williams.
He can hold his head high.
He can.
And he's been one of the best players for Tasmania over the first 3 rounds as well. So into his 4th game now, he's showing that he can genuinely play and putting his hand up for that future of the Tassie Devils as they venture into the AFL.
Akers goes backwards to Saad. Now they're just going to chip it around. We'll find target half back.
They've been frustrated out of the Tasmania.
Oh, yeah.
Frustrated out of from this, and I called it the early. I mean, I didn't call it. I know it because I've watched a few of the Carlton games. They kick mark. They haven't necessarily been fantastic at it over the earlier ends in the VFL, but tonight it's really come together for them, and that's on the back of some guys that have really stood up. One of those we just talked about, George Hewitt. Wilson's been amazing. Their backline's been fantastic, strong, just got a fist in, made it really hard for our forwards. They've been really good tonight. That guy right there, he's
39th disposal for Billy Wilson.
Unbelievable. 39, just looking down the stats here. Can we get him to 40? Yeah. I mean, if you're going to do this, yes, probably possess the ball.
Yep. Hogg down the line. Still be some time left on the clock, I would imagine. Fogarty off hands. Tracking it back. Vickery. Dragged out. So throw in. So a little bit of work to do. As we've mentioned, Sandringham next Sunday at UTAS Stadium for the Devils. And hold their heads up high. They've got some players that are certainly impacting this team in a positive way. Thrown in, Napley kept his feet after Riley went to ground. Into the path of Norton. Now Fox throws it on the boot through the middle. Payne couldn't take the mark, so it'll skip through a few of them. Blues are there to clean it up. Hogg. Toe to Chesser. Now to Hewitt, who's up to 39 disposals. Vickery goes over the top. Saad tracking it back. Did well in the contest, Chaplin. In fact, it was Wilkinson. He cleans up his mess and now chips forward, and it's all slowed up massively as we draw closer to full time.
This one's in the book.
Yep.
JD, it's in the book.
So Wilson and Hewitt have both got 39 disposals here. Saw Scott Pendlebury earlier today. 43, rear high.
The clock.
In the ANZAC medal. What a performance for him at 36 and about to break the game's record. Saad, flick was good. Inside 50 they go. Push out from Dirksen. They're not happy. I think that one was there though. Devils try and bounce out of defensive 50. Under pressure. On the end of it, back through a little bit of traffic. Put Norton under pressure. He had his head ripped off.
But that's it right there. It's a microcosm of what we've seen from the whole game. It's a little bit fumbly from Tassie. It's intense pressure from Carlton around the ball. Well balanced around the contest too. And just made Tassie feel that implied pressure wherever they're gone. And maybe that's why they've missed the goals. It's just been from the start, red hot the Blues as Mapley goes forward.
Sends them inside 50. Can they get a late mark and goal potentially? Carlton have been pretty strong in defence, but an opportunity for Wright. Used his body nicely. Sammartino, he's there as well. And
that's again, it's a 1-on-2, and the game's done, and he's still fighting. Right? And they've been able to win those contests all night. So tip that to Carlton. They've really showed what they can do tonight, setting up their season too.
14-8, 8-13. You just think at one point Tassie were 1-7. What could have been had they kicked a couple of straight ones. Menzie through traffic, off the side of the boot. Hay snaps at goal. And it's just out to the right. Another minor score. Try and tighten up that goal kicking ahead of next week.
Might have to send some Tassie AFL forwards down to teach them how to kick out in front of
Jack Rewalt,
get down there, buddy.
Yeah. Saad bouncing his way out, feigned a handball, nearly got the speed wobbles up as he exits D50. Dirksen, I've liked his game as a forward tonight. Rolls onto the right boot, bangs it inside 50, one-on-one inside. Ison applying the pressure. Oh, he's just backpacked him. Williams did well, shrugged him off. Adams goes one way then the other, and he's dumping this one out. Dirksen will win it back. Rolls and goes again, Dirksen. From 55, long raking kick. Ison was there, couldn't take the mark. And nearly an opportunity for Magor.
I think we're going to see more of this Ison.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think we're not far away from seeing him at AFL level.
I like the way he goes about it. Yeah. Good balance, beautiful kick of the ball, finishes strong.
Seems like he's a bit brash as well.
Yeah.
Shushing the crowd. He's got a bit of Tom Papley about him. Thrown in, Riley. Down into the path of a couple of Devils as Leary faked a handball and sped away. Mitchell back to Leary. He can go one more inboard. Went direct this time to Hagan. Out of Wilkinson to the outer side. They work it nicely here, the Devils, and an open player is Menzie, who can go back and have a late shot. Well, the credit set up to run around. Sorry, Robbo.
He's going to have a snap here. I'll let you call it. Looks like it's going to go quick.
So he's going to set up margin 30 points. Menzie around his body for his first of the night. Execution was brilliant. So one to take with him. Jai Menzie, 6th goal of the season. And it's 24 points.
That goal was set up by Brandon Leary, wasn't it? The winning the ball. He was still fumbling a bit as he was getting that half-back flank, which has been the story of Tassie night, but they were able to get that ball forward. It wasn't easy, but that's the first time I've seen one of those sorts of marks running back with a flight of the ball all night. And that's a credit to the Blues, been able to shut down every foray forward that Tasmania have brought, and it's been nothing easy.
Bogue took the clearance, but stolen away by Chesser, who swings onto the right boot. Sends it into half forward. Wilkinson left it behind. Was it a high tackle? No. Umpire let it play. So Vickery jams it inside. Nice kick. And hits the chest of Liam Farah, who has kicked one goal tonight. Kicked the one in the goal square earlier in the game. So out of Northern Knights in the Coates Talent League, last season. A little bit of time with Diamond Creek in the Northern Footy League, and kicked 6 in round 1 against Hurstbridge in that game for Diamond Creek. Noted goal kicker. This for a second. And just consolation one on the right boot. Penetrating kick across the face to the left, and a minor.
A lot of points kicked tonight, both teams.
It certainly has been.
Pretty still night down there too.
11 inside 50s apiece in this quarter, 4 goals to 3. It was the late burst from Carlton that closed this one out. And the Blues burst the Devils' bubble. A big win on enemy territory for the Blues. They came and they conquered, 25-point winners. And the Devils lose their first game of season 2026. A learning experience. They'll take a lot out of it.